But that's where we're at, and that's not even like the most depressing thing that's probably happened this week. There's probably been 50 school shootings, you know, whatever. Someone bombed a hospital in Taliban, whatever. I don't know. Speaking of the Taliban, though, let's see. Taliban work from home. Taliban work from home. I heard that the Taliban was complaining. Let's see. Taliban bureaucrats. There is something about that. Okay, so here it is. I saw this pop up on my Instagram, and I couldn't believe that this was an actual article, but then I pulled it up, and it is. So, Taliban bureaucrats hate working online all day, and they miss the days of jihad. You can't hate them. They want to bring the good times back. Let the good times roll, baby. Bring back the good old jihad days. The Taliban may have won the war of Afghanistan, but the jihadists who once spent their days riding horses on the countryside are now stuck behind desks, lamenting their boring computer jobs, spending all their time on Twitter, high rent communities to work. It's been almost 2 years since U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan. Remember that. That was an episode called Afghaniland on my, if you want to dive back into the archives of this podcast. Afghaniland is an episode where we talk about how much fun they had after they kicked us out. They were all riding on mopeds and like riding on bumper cars with their AK-47s, like having a lot of fun. They were eating ice cream cones. They were posting Instagram photos of them like all eating ice cream cones in like full, like, the armored plates, like the straps of weaponry on their backs and stuff. It was a good time. It seems like a good time, and that's why I called it Afghaniland, because it's like, Disneyland. You want to have fun? It's Afghaniland. But so it's almost been 2 years since that. In that time, the country's new leaders have had time to take over its industries, occupy its buildings, and get every bored of the day-to-day drudgery of running the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Seems like if I'm reading this correctly, and I think I am, the Taliban, who were terrorists, are now working desk jobs, which seems like a good thing. So we were there for probably 20 years, destabilizing their government, so they couldn't have stable working desk jobs and like get their economy back in order. It sounds like they're doing great now. Actually, it sounds like they're doing great. Quite honestly, it sounds like they're having a pretty good time. Besides, of course, missing the old jihad. We all miss the old jihad, okay? Everyone misses the old jihad. We can't have the good days back. We can't all be riding on horseback through the countrysides of Afghanistan with our friends, okay? We can't all be doing that all the time. There has to be someone doing the taxes, running the accounts, whatever their desk jobs are. I don't know. There are probably Afghanistan realtors right now. Oh, God. Okay, Sabwoon Samin conducted the interviews in person, primarily in Kabul. He interviewed 5 members of the Taliban to see how they're adjusting to victory. They ranged from ages 24 to 32 and had spent between 6 and 11 years in the Taliban at different ranks: a Taliban commander, a sniper, a deputy commander, and 2 fighters. After the fall of the Islamic Republic, the men secured jobs in the new government of Kabul. 2 got civilian jobs and the other 3 got security positions. Things are great. Things are great in Kabul. Things seem to be going well since we've left. Hazufa, a former sniper, said life was simple and free during jihad. Oh, we all miss the days of jihad. all we had to deal with was making plans with plans for attacks against the enemy and for retreating, he said. People didn't expect much from us, and we had little responsibility toward them. Whereas now, if someone is hungry, he seems directly responsible for that. The Taliban used to be free of restrictions, and now we sit in one place behind a desk and a computer for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Life's becoming so wearisome. You have the same thing every day. Being away from the family has only doubled the problem. Dude, this guy, look, maybe us being in Afghanistan was the best thing for them. Because really, honestly, we destabilized their government for so long that, no one was able to, we were bombing them, like carpet bombing them. No one really was able to get jobs. Everyone's kind of hiding and fighting for survival and like scurrying in the streets. Like people weren't even safe in schools because we had like drones that we would pilot through some guy with a remote control with an Xbox controller would bomb a school because they knew Taliban members were in there. So you get used to that kind of lifestyle, a life on the run, a life of turmoil, misery. But it's nothing near the misery of corporate bureaucracy. But I just like that this guy used to be a sniper, and he's like, back in the good old days, all we had to worry about was how we were going to attack and how we were going to retreat. And now I have to worry about taxes and going into work. And now I've got this guy on my ass about being late to work for the 5th time this week. I want to die. Now these people literally want to die. This is the slowest suicide bomb I've ever, these people, they wanted to die for a cause, but now they're dying for no cause. You see, that actually kind of blew my mind what I just said. And that might sound crazy, but these guys want, and this is why every American hates their life, because no one has a cause. Everyone's working for something and posting TikToks. Their cause is to one day, if lucky enough, to become viral and somehow become a Logan Paul type person, right? That's their cause. Everyone's cause is, everyone's an embarrassed millionaire, right? And the only way that you can become a millionaire now is, God knows you can't do it from starting a business. I mean, millionaire is kind of easy. I'm not going to say easy because I don't know if I can do it, but the wealth is seems more and more unattainable. So no one has really a purpose in life. No one really has pursuits or no one's pursuing any sort of cause. There's nothing. There's no fire. No one has a burning fire for a passion. There's no passion anymore. If I can say one thing about the Taliban, is that they were passionate and they had a cause to get themselves up in the morning, roll out of bed, and they knew that they were fighting America for their lives. It was something to fight for. It was something that drove them to give up their lives for this thing. You don't realize how important it was to them that we leave them alone. But now that we have left them alone, now they're going to work and they want to actually kill themselves. How sad is that? How sad is wanting to kill yourself for no purpose? How sad is that? At least they were killing themselves with a purpose. Now they're just suicidal for just the mundane corporate, everything's just a number. They're realizing how shitty life actually is. They're like, this is how it is in America. No wonder they attacked us. This is actually kind of crazy. I sometimes miss the jihad life and all the good things it had, said the 25-year-old Abdul Nafi. In our ministry, there's little work for me to do. Therefore, I spend most of my time on Twitter. We're connected to speedy Wi-Fi and internet. And many of the Majuhidin, including me, are addicted to the internet, especially Twitter. So these people are like chronically online now. So now these people are like scrolling through Twitter and they're getting... they're like speed running American like suicidal tendencies. Like their kids are going to grow up and start watching Coco Melon. They're like, once the Americans left, my kid has not stopped watching Coco Melon. Now they're complaining about rent. I haven't brought my family to Kabul. The rent of the houses is too high since our salary is more than 15,000 Afghanis, roughly 180 USD. It isn't fully sufficient for the Yakulil, but not for Kabul. As soon as, God willing, I have a good salary, I will bring my family here. So now they can't afford rent. So now they're facing all the same problems we face. Chronically online, depressed at the mundane, day-to-day life of corporate work. Yes, it sucks. It does suck. You want to blow your brains out sometimes. And now they're complaining about rent increases. So welcome to a world not in war. Complained about the traffic. Dude, I literally was joking about this. Last year, it was so tolerable, but in the last few months, it's become more and more congested.